think that I wasn't live. I really don't know. I've been doing this for how many months? And I just talked for a half an hour on life insurance on Instagram. And I really don't know if this is live or not. Isn't that strange? So, everyone, welcome. Welcome to your Backup Plan tribe. And I'm just going to have to redo this whole thing for you guys because I don't know where I did this live broadcast from before. It's such a strange day today. Everything is just so strange. It feels like a full moon or something. What's going on in the world today? I don't get it. And today's topic is life insurance, just to make things even more fun and exciting for you. So I want to, since I've already spent a half an hour talking to everybody on Instagram about the wonderful topic of life insurance, that I think I might just do a quick 15 or 20 minute live to you guys about getting better prepared. If you're new here, please, my name is Tina Ginn, and I am an emergency preparedness coach, a best-selling author, a financial expert, and an app developer of Your Backup Plan app. And I'm located here in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and it's already past 6 o'clock, and it was cold and dark out already. So I'm not sure where my listeners are from, but I wanted to talk about our podcast this week. We had a guest interview with Jared Merkel from Merck Financial Group. He's a CFP, Certified Financial Planner in the Vancouver area, and he gave us some really good tips and tricks about life insurance. So if you haven't heard or watched, if you haven't heard the podcast or read the blog on life insurance, then please do. It gives you a lot more detail than what I can talk about here. And I'd be super happy about going over all of those types of things with you guys. So in short summary, life insurance comes in many forms. And life insurance always seems to get a bad rap from claims that didn't get paid and they should have gotten paid. But not all life insurance is the same. Just like, you could have a Ford vehicle or a Dodge, or you could have a Chevrolet product, or you could have a Mercedes. They're all different and they all do different things. So you really have to know what you have, and you really have to know what you want. What do you want it to do for you? What do you want that end picture to look like? If you buy a rental property, maybe you only want the insurance to go on for 10 years. So it doesn't make any sense to purchase life insurance for a longer period of time. But if you have a mortgage, and mortgages are usually five-year terms or less, then if you purchase mortgage insurance, unfortunately, that is attached to the mortgage, and the beneficiary is actually the financial institute and not you, or not your beneficiaries. So personally owned life insurance will enable you to put whoever you want as a beneficiary on your policy. There are different types of policies, if anyone wants to know. We talked about term and we talked about permanent policies. Permanent means that you are given that price, normally level price for life, or it could be a variable where it can go up. So you have to know what your policy does. There are cash advantages to having a cash fund in your life insurance policy if you have a permanent policy. That's not included in a term policy. A term is more economical for the short term, but it's more expensive over the length of time that you actually want the policy to go. So if you wanted the policy to age 70, buying a 10-year term does not make sense. It's the most expensive way of buying life insurance. So look at a layered effect, layering it meaning you buy so much term and then you buy so much permanent, so that your premiums actually go down over the years instead of go up. Because as you get older, the prices of the premiums go up, and as you get less healthy, the premiums go up as well as perhaps you can't get coverage. So you might think you're healthy, but you're not. So it's all a matter of knowing what kind of policy you have, knowing what kind of policy maybe you would like to get. There is mortgage insurance that is only attached to the financial institute. The beneficiaries are the bank and not you. So you don't really have any control over that type of policy. The policies that you have control over are also not from work. So any group or work policies are not, you have no control over what the employer does or what the insurance company provider does. I always classify group life insurance as an extra. It could be maybe mean that you're able to give the kids extra money for furthering their education or buying a business or a home or whatever that might mean to you. But don't look at life insurance from having at work as your sole life insurance, because you have no control over it at all. Personally owned life insurance that's underwritten at time of application is 100% guaranteed versus at time of claim. So you have to know the differences of what you're buying and what you actually have. And in our Your Backup Plan app blueprint program that we will have ready at the end of the month, we will have a list of library of videos, some tutorials and interviews with different people in different industries that will help and guide you through the process of knowing what type of insurance do you have and what kind of insurance policy maybe you would like to go purchase. And those are all separate avenues that you can take a look at. And I'm here to help you understand it better, understand what you purchased or what that you have or what you'd like to get. The other issue we discussed was the problem of having a policy and then your family and your loved ones don't know what you have. And that actually, I was reading some statistics. There's $1 billion unclaimed life insurance policies in the US and a very high number in Canada as well. I'm sure in every country there are. That's about 25% of policies are unclaimed. Can you imagine the revenue the insurance companies are making off unclaimed monies? There's bank accounts, there's investments that are unclaimed because we are unaware as a family member or a loved one that that person even had any. So my suggestion to you is to get a plan together, have your backup plan app, put it all into it, and then your guest user will know what you have and where it is. Some people use safety deposit boxes, and by the time you finally get into the safety deposit box and find out that there's nothing in there, or if you've been buying one yourself for years and years and years, this might ring a bell. You don't remember what you even have in it. So that's not very helpful either, especially to those people that are left behind. They finally, after weeks of turmoil and exhaustion of getting into your safety deposit box, because it's not an easy process, and find out that there's actually none of the paperwork in there that they needed. So feel free to look over what you have, what your family's members have, because we talk about this on every single broadcast about having a family meeting, talking about what your parents have, what your sisters have, what your brothers have, what your family has for all of these different policies, work benefits. When something happens, we are all up in arms about what do we have? What do they have? What do they have? And then you're all in the craziness world of trying to find out and figure that out. And it could last. I've had clients that, are still looking after 6 years. So we know that there's a huge amount of unclaimed policies as well as money in both Canada, US, and the UK, and I'm sure every single country. After a policy has been unclaimed, you can go to the association. Usually there's one in every country. In Canada, there's the Ombudsman Association, where you can look up possible insurance policies that your loved one had. So I will link that down below for you. But why not have the easy way and know what the person has? Imagine that. Who thought of that? Right? Because if you don't know what your family member has, not only are you missing investments, bank accounts, life insurance policies, and funeral arrangements that possibly you ended up paying for a funeral arrangement, and they maybe already had their funeral arranged and paid for. So there's different reasons why people buy life insurance. It could be to pay off the mortgage, or it could be to pay off some of the mortgage or some of the debt. But I know that one of the bigger ones is, of course, loss of income from your partner. So if you have a regular income stream of $10,000 a month and then you lose the other life partner, how are you going to afford to pay the expenses and the bills every month if you've lost that person's portion of the revenue coming in every month? The other issue, of course, is business. Business should have its own life insurance policy according to your small business or incorporation. There's other reasons. Kids could have life insurance policies that could be paid up by the time they're 15 or 20 or 30 years old. And then they have it for life. So there's all these different avenues that you could look at with a personally owned life insurance policy, instead of buying a policy for 10-year terms, which is the most expensive way of buying insurance. If you feel that you only want life insurance for whatever reason, doesn't always make sense. But if you feel that you don't need life insurance past the age of 50 or after age 60, then you should really not just do 10-year terms all the way through, because it's very expensive each time that you renew. Instead of looking at maybe layering that effect. So maybe starting off with, life insurance amount of $500,000, and then after 20 years, it lowers down to $400,000, and then it lowers down to $300,000, whatever you want that picture to look like. Beneficiaries. When was the last time you checked on a beneficiary? So I just wanted to kind of go over these kinds of things because we don't review our policies that we have. We don't necessarily understand what we have. And we seem to forget after a few years, oh yeah, I got that life insurance. I don't know. I don't even know how much it's for. I don't even know what it is. I want to educate you guys. I want to help you out and help you understand what it is that you have and what it is that you maybe are thinking of getting. We talked about medically underwritten policies instead of at time of claim. There's a definitely distinctive difference with that because at time of claim, anything can happen. And the insurance company will review your medical at that time, and you may not have the full portion of your life insurance paid out to you because of that fact of underwriting at time of claim versus at time of when you apply for the policy. That was a mouthful. So let's do a quick review here. Term policy. There's permanent policy, there's work policy, and there's mortgage insurance. And I want you to know that there's a difference between term and permanent. There's a difference between getting underwritten at time of claim versus at time of application, as well as the amount is all up to you. I always say a little bit of something is better than not having anything. And so if you can take your policy once you get approved into years ahead and you do get sick of some sort, you don't have any worries. You don't have anything to worry about because you've been approved at the very beginning. So feel free to ask any questions down below, or if you have any comments. But our big topic today was knowing what your policy is. Do you need any? What kind of policy do you want? Knowing the differences between the policies as well as what you personally own, and understanding that, 60 or 70% of us don't have life insurance and don't have a will. Yeah, that's huge. That's not good. That's not good. Because we need to have a plan B, and your backup plan helps you create that plan B for you. Maybe it's only a little bit of life insurance you want. I always say some is better than none. And believe me, if I was to bring you a check for $500,000, you're not going to say no to it. But anything is better than nothing, because, well, you realize, and I'm not going to cry, but I didn't realize what an impact that it can make on a family when you bring a check to them when something's happened in their life. It makes you realize what life is about. And there's nothing worse than finding out that their policy wasn't paid for. So we want to make sure that you know what you have. You know that you'll be covered, and that, because if you're paying for something, you should be covered. And we want to know now instead of later. So if anybody has any comments, feel free. I hope I've given you some tips and tricks and motivated you to get on that bandwagon and find out what you have, okay? Find out what's out there for you. And we're going to help you with that. So listen to our podcast. It's on 8 different platforms, and you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, because family matters, and it really does. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming out, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed our broadcast, even though I didn't know I wasn't live. I don't know. I still don't know. But hey, I'm here with you guys tonight, Thursday night, and I hope that I have given you thought, some things for thought. Okay? Talk to you later. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. We think we're over this, and now we're in lockdown again. So I'm sure most areas are going through the same thing. So don't forget. Keep everyone safe. Stay safe, and lots of light and love to everyone. Bye.